What's up, everybody? Joe Carlton here. We are live from the sports affiliation. Got Bear Fan Pete with me. We know Pete's had a long week, so I figured we'd get him out here to talk a little bit of football, get his mind off of things, and and enjoy ourselves for a good hour here. We're registered for the $10 Drafters Early Best Ball Championship. The total prize pool of 125K. It is a total points contest. Lineups consist of one quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, and one flex. It is 20 rounds deep. And there's no kicker and no defense. And it's PPR. So how you doing tonight, Pete?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Good.
You know,
Good to see you on here, man. Good to see you on here.
yeah, it's been a while, man. I need to get it in gear early this year, on the fantasy side and get things going so I stay up on it, you know, throughout the season.
All right, let me get the share screen going. So, all right, it's there. Once the draft starts, I will throw that up on the screen. We'll be able to see the draft board. We're one away. So before the draft starts, let me just ask you real quick: your Chicago Bears. You get any 2025 takeaways from the season? They won their division. They won a playoff game. They overachieved. I would say much like my New England Patriots. So I just want to get your thoughts. If how you feeling as a Bears fan.
It's productive. It's I'm glad to finally see a quarterback able to play at a high level for the Bears, a young quarterback that can hopefully sustain this. But going into this offseason, they got some big decisions to make on the defensive side of the ball, and they have to make some really good decisions because there are games that we lost because the defense just wasn't good enough and they couldn't stop the run game. If there was a truck laid out in front of them, they couldn't stop. I mean, defensive tackle was horrendous. So I expect them to make some moves on the defensive line and probably restructure some contracts for some of these older players like Montez Sweat, DJ Moore, if they want to keep DJ Moore.
Mason, shout out Mason. He's in the chat. He says Austin Booker took a huge step this year. The linebacker room needs work. And it looks like our draft is starting. So let me click the draft button, share that screen. I'm in the 11 spot. Pete, you're in the 9 spot. So we got a few picks before it's our turn. Is this your first draft this year?
Yes, it is.
Nice. So you're gonna find out the first couple of rounds ADP right away. So this is nice.
Yeah.
So at the 9, and let me ask you, at the 9, who are you expecting to be there? I've done 3 of these already, so I have a good idea. I want to see what your thoughts are.
There are players that are going to drop because of the quarterback issue at the wide receiver position. I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Jefferson falls all the way down. Drake London. I don't know. Christian McCaffrey's a little high on here. I see. He's up there in age. How much more can he sustain of a beating? That can he take? The guy does it all out for the 49ers.
I know. It's it's you should be absolutely be going after Brian Robinson if you're a CMC owner. Lock him up later in the drafts.
Yeah,
especially in best ball. So we start first 4 picks: Bijan Robinson, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, JSN. So we're seeing Gibbs fall out of this is the first time I've seen Gibbs fall out of the top 4. Three wide receiver format here, so maybe that has a little bit to do with it. what are your thoughts on Gibbs this year? You think he's worth the top 5 pick if you have him, or you taking one of these surefire wide receivers there, Jamar Chase, JSN, Puka, whichever ones are available? What are your thoughts
It
on
looks
that?
like he's gonna be there too. It's gonna be St. Brown or
Yep. Gibbs, McCaffrey, Taylor goes 5, 6, 7, CD 8, and you're on the clock, Pete. You look.
yeah, these back spots are really difficult. I'm gonna go St. Brown. I mean, he's consistent. Lots of
That's a good.
targets, lots of
Yeah,
catches.
I think that's the best pick there. So from what I've noticed in the drafts I've done, the back end has been pretty back heavy at the 1-2 turn. So A-Chain goes at 10. I took A-Chain at 9 in my last draft. So Amir at 10. I think he's a little high, but I don't have any shares of him yet, so I'm going to go with James Cook at 11.
I
And
like that.
yeah, and we'll see if Josh Allen falls at all. Maybe I've seen a lot of Allen, James Cook stacks already, so it's pretty chalky play from the back end. Quarterbacks usually don't go off until the end of the 3rd round, early 4th round. So the 11 spot's right in that prime spot. It's a pretty achievable stack to grab early on.
Yeah,
Chase Brown goes 12. So Chase Brown still at, he's in the 1st round at the 1-2 turn. That's actually the earliest I've seen him go. And then it'll be my turn again.
is he stacking? No,
He did Brown and Henry. He went 2 running backs. So now I had a decision to make. We got Neighbors is there, Nico's there, Justin Jefferson is there, Hampton is there. I'm pretty big on Amari and Hampton this year, so I think I'm going to do the running back. Go start with 2 running backs myself and go Hampton. I think the Chargers' offensive line is going to be healthy. Justin Herbert is going to be in year 2 under Harbaugh, and I thought they had a great season. They finished 11-5. Their defense carried them a lot through a lot of kept them in a lot of those games that they had a chance to win. And I think with a healthy Hampton, healthy offensive line, who knows what happens with Keenan Allen? Maybe Trey Harris gets an opportunity. I like him. If he gets an opportunity, I think he could have a big year. You got the tight end, Rondé Gadsden, entering year 2. He flashed pretty good in year 1. So I'm optimistic about the Chargers offense. So, having the RB1 there, I'm in on them.
yeah, they had a lot of injuries that really hurt them, obviously, but it did really slowed them down. They just couldn't get nothing going at the end, and just injury after injury after injury, and sooner or later you're not going to play at a high level anymore.
Nice. I noticed you went Saquon at 16, so you started wide receiver, running back. What's your thoughts? You definitely think we're in for a bounce back year out of Saquon?
Yeah, he's not a one of those running backs that's just had one great season and that's it. He does know how to put consistent seasons together. I mean, the Eagles are okay offensively. Do they have some things to fix? Fine, but he could catch the ball, he'd run the ball. He's going to get his opportunities. They're going to be there, so I expect him to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And they seem to only really, get into shootouts when they have to. So that I think that bodes well for Barkley. He's coming off that, last year, 2024, he had, over 370 touches, the curse that Greg always brings up. So, he had a down year and, he did stay relatively healthy though. That's a good sign. So, I think some things point into a direction of a bounce back. So,
yeah.
And there goes Josh Allen real early. I don't have no chance at the stack. That's fine by me. I normally don't take a quarterback early anyway. I just may have, in this draft because it's best ball and it's it's a stack. A lot of people have that stack. So when there's a chalky stack, I like to see if I can do the best build around it. That's the goal. So let's see. We got second round goes Brock Bowers. No, it doesn't. It goes Derrick Henry, Marion Hampton, Drake London, Saquon, Malik Neighbors, Trey McBride, first tight end off the board at pick 18. Kenneth Walker, 19, Ashton Genty, 20, Justin Jefferson, 21, Jordan Love. No, that's not Jordan Love. Jeremiah Love, rookie running back without a landing spot, going in the mid to back end of round 2. George Pickens at 23, Bowers at 24. I'm on the clock. Collins. Let's take a look at wide receivers. Who's the best wide receiver available? Let's see. We got Tet and we got Garrett Wilson, Ladd. I could do a Ladd go for a Chargers stack. I'm going to go with Tet here. I think he's going to be poised to get close to a 30% target share. In year 2 for Carolina, he seems like he could take a step forward, be the number 1 wide receiver of that team. The only thing that concerns me is the offense as a whole. Is it going to be, is it going to have rhythm? We saw at times they were kind of non-existent last year. They had their games where they didn't score many points, and Ted basically gave us like a 3 catches for 41 yards type of line. That's not what you want in best ball, but my turn again. Ladd is still there. I already have a couple of Garrett Wilson shares, so I am going to go ahead and take Ladd here to pair up with Amari and Hampton. And I think he's entering year 3, high draft capital wide receiver, year 3. I like to talk. I talk about that all the time. We could see definitely a bounce back year. With the healthy offensive line, healthy Justin Herbert. I expect the Chargers to make some noise this year. You're almost up. Quinshon Judkins goes pick 39. Pete is on the clock. Pete, you took A.J. Brown to pair with Saquon. I like that. A.J. Brown in the 3rd round seems like really good value. I still think he's got monster spike weeks in him. So ETN.
He might be a Bear. I don't know. He's a free agent. Who knows where he's going to go?
I think Jacksonville keeps him around. I think they either franchise him or give him the bag. He's same college as Trevor Lawrence. He put together a pretty solid season. He was going in the 8th round of drafts last year, 9th in some, the early ones. Up in the 4th round in 2026. We got Albert with a question in the chat. Do you think the Seahawks re-sign Kenneth Walker? Let me put that up. What are your thoughts, Pete? It almost feels like they have to, right, with Charbonnet being injured.
Yeah, they have to. He was the MVP. They're going to pay a lot for him. And you know what? Deservedly so. The Seahawks won a Super Bowl. You want to keep that core together. If you can keep that core together, you want to keep that run going into the next season. You can keep going.
Yeah, it's possible they could franchise him too. I don't know if he'll be too thrilled about that, though. I think he wants to cash in, especially after that Super Bowl performance. Let's see. So get Garrett Wilson, J-Mo, Christian Watson, R.J. Harvey, Cam Scatterbo, Trevion Henderson still in the 4th round. I think that's might be an area where that's kind of fade territory for me, even though I'm a Patriots guy. 4th round is Ramondre's not going anywhere. Is the thing.
Yeah, and Henderson wasn't used much in the.
Yeah, he's still got a lot to learn in the blitz pickup and the pass protection. He's still got to prove that he can be on the field, for more than a few snaps. His snap share went down after his little breakout mid-season.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. We got Colston Loveland in the 4th round. So he is the 3rd tight end off the board. So it goes. So as far as tight ends goes, we got Trey McBride at 18, Brock Bowers at 24, and then there's a little bit of a gap. We go through round 3 without a tight end, and then Colston Loveland comes off the board at round 4, pick 2, 47th. Yeah, 47th. No, round 4, pick 11, 47th overall. So,
and we're starting to come up on the quarterbacks.
Yep, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are the only 2 quarterbacks taken. Josh Allen went 27, and Lamar Jackson went 50. So Josh Allen, that's definitely the earliest I've seen him go. 27 overall. It's pretty early for best ball. And Pete on the clock. He's got St. Brown, Barkley, AJ Brown.
Look at that homer pick.
And now he goes with Odunze. As Luther Burden went already, right? Yeah, he went the beginning around 5. So yeah, that's the same order it's been going. Now DJ Moore goes a little bit later, but it's been Burden, Odunze, then DJ Moore. It's my turn. Let's take a quick look at the wide receivers. I think we might be able to wait on those. Tight ends available. Fannon's there. A little early for that. Quarterbacks. I think we're gonna wait on quarterback. I'm gonna leave.
Banking on.
I'm gonna go Parker Washington because I was running out of time. There is a running back I was gonna take, but I think I'm gonna leave him for you if he's still there. You could put together a little homer stack over there. Because I think
I don't think he's gonna be a Bear next year.
No,
I don't think so. He's a big time cap hit.
He just got picked anyways, right there, pick 60.
That's what you gotta love about these early drafts. Some of these players you don't know where they're gonna be at, so you gotta kind of fill that in where you think they're gonna go.
Yeah. It affects the way you draft. I try not to. I'm not too deep in my rookie evaluations yet, so I don't necessarily take a lot of rookies. I take the ones that fall. But I think I need. I think I'm gonna go with another wide receiver here, and grab me Brian Thomas. 3rd, 4th, 5th. We're talking 6th round, Brian Thomas Jr. Definitely could have a bounce back year. I have a Jacksonville stack going as well as a LA Chargers stack. So it gives me some quarterback options to go with Ted Hampton and James Cook.
I do believe I can't.
You're up round 6.
I'm gonna keep going with that stack.
Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown to pair with AJ Brown and Saquon. So we got a little Philly stack going for Bear fan Pete. This guy's loading up. This capital guy that's drafted next year, he's loading up on rookies.
Is he?
Yeah, he just took 2 in a row.
He did.
Wide receivers too. I mean, from what I'm hearing, the wide receiver class this year isn't that great. Not as great as the past couple seasons. Jalen Waddle comes off in round 6. Who knows what's going on with Miami?
Do they move on from Tua? That's the biggest question.
Yeah, I think they already did.
Did they?
Yeah, and they got new head coaches, new offensive coordinator. Joe Burrow goes off. So we got 4 quarterbacks off in the order of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and Joe Burrow.
Hello, everybody in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, Rachel's here. Thanks for tuning in, Rach. Happy Sunday, Daniel Berry. Yeah. We're doing a little drafters best ball. We got the information running down the bottom of the screen. Sign up for drafters. Come challenge us in some best ball tournaments. Use the promo code TSA Bets on your initial deposit to get a matched up to $100. We had that same code last year. Still going this year. So if by any chance you have not signed up for drafters yet, make sure you use that code. Again, it's TSA Bets. Get your first deposit matched up to $100. We're into round 7, Pete. Team 1 goes Caleb Williams, Drake May back to back. Boom, boom. Typical best ball strategy. Wait till about the 6th, 7th, 8th round and then grab two good ones. Jaden Daniels is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh quarterback off the board. Jaden Daniels. I think he's a little bit of a discount this year. What says you, Pete? He was a top 4, top 5 drafted quarterback last year. Now he's being drafted, 2 or 3 rounds later, and as the QB7.
I think that's fair. I mean, man, he looked really bad last year. Even after the injuries, he just looked really bad. He tried to play through some stuff. Hopefully, he can get it together this season. But yeah, I think that's fair. Try to see where he's at that point during the off season.
You around the clock. Got about 10 seconds. The draft is quick, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce. I like it. He's a great best ball target. And I just got sniped on Trevor Lawrence. It's okay. I'll take Justin Herbert.
I wonder if that's somebody who's watching.
Well, I don't even know if he had to watch. He just knows my last 2 picks were Jaguars.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Dak, here comes a little cute quarterback run. Dak goes off the board.
Also, don't forget the sports affiliation on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Got all kinds of shows lined up. And Joe is the host of one of them.
That's right. I do aces up on Tuesdays. Right now, I'm on the clock, though, and looking at tight end. I think I'm going to hold off on tight end for now. I think we're going to grab a running back, and I'll go Blake Corum. If there's ever, when is Kyron Williams going to slow down? And when, at some point, I think we saw it a little bit this year. Blake Corum started to eat into his overall volume. But, when it came down to the playoffs and down the stretch, we saw more Kyron. So, but, Kyron made it through last season unscathed with an injury. We do know that he does have an injury history. So, not predicting injury here, but we're definitely accounting for injury. And I think Blake Corum would step into a wonderful situation if Kyron would have missed time. Contingency upside for Blake Corum. That's what we want from mid-round running backs. Round 8, take a shot on him. Laporta round 8 seems like great value this year too. He was having quite the year until he got injured. I thought he was putting up pretty consistent tight end 1 numbers. Oh, scrolled a little too high.
Yeah, Lions were another team that just had a lot of injuries. It's just
drafting without a queue because I don't want people to see who's in my queue. Since I'm presenting my screen. Round 8, we got another 3 quarterbacks: Jackson Dart, Bo Nix, Jared Goff. They're starting to fly off. A lot of teams have two quarterbacks already. I'm still sitting there with just one. So are you, Pete. There goes DJ Moore, round 9. Seems like good value.
If he doesn't get traded, he's going to be good to have because he could run the ball. He does all kinds of trick plays. He's led the Bears in receiving yards ever since he's been a Bear, except for last season, which Loveland took over on that. But he's a good ball player.
Nice. I apologize if I was talking over you. I didn't realize my headphones were like loose and I couldn't hear you. So I'm not sure if I was or not. But
I was just talking about DJ Moore.
Yeah. Okay, got that. All right. Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy, another 2 quarterbacks. They're leaving me with nothing. Who's actually up? Mahomes. I was going to say Mahomes is still there, but now he's gone.
You got Jordan Love.
Yeah, I see that. You're up.
Oof. All right, make a decision. Man, just sitting there like
Ferguson, nice. They left me my stack. I'm taking Arondé Gadsden here. I go with Ladden, Herbert.
There you go.
And Hampton, for that matter. Got the whole Chargers offense. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but because we know their defense is top 5, and I would like to say that they're a run first offense, but Justin Herbert has those games where he they get into a shootout, he can sling it. So Jalen Coker, Woody Marks comes off the board. I like the Jalen Coker pick. I think he's going to have a great year if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, Panthers are starting to put it together.
I think I might need to go running back again, maybe. I don't know. There's not much good there running back. What are we at? Pick 110?
Yep.
Take a shot on Rico Dowdle. See, he might end up somewhere where he can get if he's getting the usage. We know that he can produce. We seen it last year. So he had a couple of nice spike weeks there when Chuba Hubbard missed time. Pete going for another tight end, Goddard. I like that. Stack him up with Hurts and A.J. Brown. Now you got the Philly offense.
Yep.
Another rookie. So, yeah, the rookie stock coming off right around this round 10, round 11, round 12 range. I like to take shots on the running backs because sometimes they land in a good spot and they get usage. So, but the rookie wide receivers much tougher, I think, to hit immediately. I think they need to be, the high draft capital guys. And they also have to get a good landing spot. I mean, you could be like Roma Dunze and get stuck behind guys. JSN was stuck behind for a year. Chris Godwin was stuck behind for a year. It happens. Sometimes they take time to get going for as far as fantasy relevancy goes. So we're halfway through.
Gotta let me talk in 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead, Pete.
Are you gonna say hi or say hi? Say hi.
Nice.
Hey, everybody.
Round 11. Debo Samuel, Ja'Cory Crosby Barrett. Another 2 quarterbacks, Jordan Love and Bryce Young. So now we're getting real thin at quarterback.
Yeah, I need to pay attention to that now.
I still see a couple of good ones.
I'm gonna take the guy that threw what 3 or 4 interceptions in a playoff game.
I like it. He actually was pretty decent down the second half of the season last year as a quarterback. It was a low end QB1.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. He's still young, relatively young.
Gonna take a shot on Romeo Dobbs here. We don't know what if Green Bay is going to hang on to him. I could see some team ponying up some dough for him. I think he'd be a pretty good wide receiver one for some team. Maybe if he lands somewhere friendly where there isn't a wide receiver one, Buffalo comes to mind. I think Dobbs on Buffalo could do some damage.
Yeah.
We do know that Jordan Love trusts him in the red zone area. So he could be a good red zone target, borderline wide receiver one for somebody.
If he doesn't mind a rebuild, he can go over to Las Vegas.
I'm gonna take a shot on Cam Ward as my QB2.
Had a great look at the first season. He made it through. So hopefully he learned something, and new head coach, new system. I like it. What do I do? Players. All right. We'll take Spears. Take Tajay Spears there.
All right, looking at the game log. Minus the last game of the year against Jacksonville, where he didn't play many snaps. He had 2 passing touchdowns in the last 4 games of the year against Cleveland, San Fran, KC, and New Orleans defenses. So he did finish the year on a positive note. I'm 14 away, right? Okay, let's get back to the draft board.
Who did they hire for Tennessee? Who did they hire for their new head coach? You know who that is?
Robert Saleh.
Oh, okay. Defensive minded guy.
Yes.
And there goes Mendoza. I believe he's like one of the last starting quarterbacks.
All right. Where are we at? Almost my turn. We're getting there.
Shadur Sanders, 205.
I took him in. I have Shador as my QB3 in the first draft I did. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns next year. I mean, so you're at least getting starter, an opportunity for him to come into play for a week or 2 here and there.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy, Kyler Murray, all the way down in round 13. No wonder where Kyler ends up. I think the Vikings.
Jets.
Yeah, that's a good. That is a good option. JJ McCarthy, I do think that the Vikings stick with him, give him at least one more year to get going. He did flash in a couple of games, but then it was he's got to learn to be consistent. And he does have some good weapons over there with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Bear fan Pete is on the clock. He goes Rashid Shaheed.
So Travis Hunter, he's designated now as a corner, huh?
That's what they're saying. I mean, it makes sense. They went out and traded for Jacoby Myers. They had Parker Washington emerge. He looked real good down the stretch. I think if he stays healthy, he was definitely going to eat into Travis Hunter's offensive snap share, we'll say. And I mean, the guy profiled better as a prospect as a cornerback, despite his big play and super wide receiver one, talent. Doesn't mean he is a wide receiver one though. And I think that playing on both sides of the ball actually adds to his chances of not making it through a season. So I think they want to do the best they can to keep him healthy. So it just makes sense. Them ended up playing mostly defense. Maybe put him in, have a couple of plays here and there where he is out there in the offense, but I don't see him being a consistent thing in the offense unless there's injuries or, guys missing time for whatever reason. Back on the clock, I took DK with my last pick. I'm gonna do a little bit of a reach here because I don't think he's there on it when it comes back, and go Trey Harris, and may as well just have all the Chargers offense.
Why not?
Yeah. I took DK with my last pick to stack with Cam Ward. I thought that of all the Tennessee Titans pass catching weapons, he is the best of them. He also gives you the opportunity to get special teams points if your league does have that, but this one doesn't. But he did have, I think he had 2 touchdowns via the punt and the kick return last season. I'll have to look that up real quick.
I'm on the clock here. Wow.
Should add DK.
I'll take Jerry Jeudy. Almost completely forgot that guy's still around.
George Kittle, round 14.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Well, yeah, he might not be available until week 10. I mean, we don't know. Still, that's pretty good value. That's the latest I've seen him go. I have one share. I took him in round 11, and I think I was a little overzealous about it. I think I could have waited, but Cooper Kupp goes. We're in round 14. There goes your Travis Hunter, round 14. That's about where he's going too.
Wait, Cutie Patootie, is that Rachel?
Tootsie Pop 6, yeah. That's Rachel.
Wait, I'm saying that's her drafting with us?
Oh, is she?
The Cutie Patootie.
Is that her name? I didn't know.
I don't know. I'm connecting the dots over here.
We have seen Cutie Patootie in the draft room before. I didn't even look to see who was in there.
I put it out there before I jumped on. I put it out on Twitter.
Nice.
Okay.
Tank Dell, round 15. Tank Dell has a chance to come back this year. It's a pretty crowded wide receiver room at this point, but I will say this: Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel struggle to get on the field at times. I mean, more so Jalen Noel than Higgins. Higgins, he's opposite of Nico Collins, so he was out there, but neither one of them were playing consistently more than 60% of the snaps. So I think this bodes well for Tank Dell, as long as he can stay healthy and be anywhere near his old form. So somewhere near his old form.
And he's got a close friendship with CJ. So I mean,
yeah, and you're talking this point in the draft, you're basically risk free.
Yeah.
There's one that I've been picking in all these drafts. I'm not going to get a chance to get him in this one though, because he just went off the board at pick 173 in round 15. Tight end David Njoku.
That's a good pick there.
Yeah, I mean he could end up, from what I'm seeing, the favorites. If the Falcons don't re-sign Kyle Pitts, I think you might see Njoku end up there. I mean, I don't see how they don't if they don't sign Kyle Pitts, are they just going to let the tight end position die? I don't think so. They're gonna. It's been a big part of their offense. I think they're going to. Make a splash on possibly Njoku if they don't sign Pitts. But either way, I think one of those two should be the tight end for Atlanta. There goes Rachaad White. That's another great pick at this point in the draft. He could end up somewhere nice. I mean, imagine if Rachaad White landed on the Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs. I've been galaxy braining that one for a couple of weeks now.
Man.
That'd be a good spot for him.
It would. That's one of those things where you call the rich get richer.
All right, I'll grab my first Charbonnet share. I know he's not going to be available right away. He picked up that injury late in the season. But round 15, and he's not a bad RB5. I think I'm going to start loading up on some running backs there. Take another one. Let's see. Vidal's there. May as well, right? How many Chargers do I have now? Like almost 50% of my team.
I think your whole roster, all but one.
I see. I got Hampton 1, Herbert 2, Gadsden 3, Harris 4, Vidal 5. I mean, it just makes sense to have Kamani Vidal when you have Hampton, because we do know that Vidal can produce when Hampton is out. And then the offensive line got hurt, and then we saw him struggle a little bit. So, again, it all comes down to that offensive line being healthy. 2026, fresh slate for the Chargers offense. Hopefully they avoid the injury bug and, they get some good fortune next year, because that they have a nice little team. Might be my favorite AFC West team. Penix and Daniel Jones, and that pretty much dries up the quarterbacks, right? Who's left? Jacoby Brissett, and Shador and Old Man Rodgers.
Who hasn't made a decision on if he's going to play. He's going to hold the league hostage again. He's going to need to. What does he do? He's got to go on a retreat, and what he does every offseason, goes on a retreat. Then he makes his decision.
He's got to get in touch in some soul searching. Yeah, that's what. That's a tongue twister. Take Bigsby, nice little handcuff pick. That's another one, a good one to target. Joe Mixon. Let's see. So round 15, round 16, some good late round tight end flyers here. Ty Johnson in round 15. I like that. AJ Barner in round 15, and Njoku in round 15. Isaiah Likely. Then in round 16, you got Mason Taylor. He flashed a little bit in his rookie year, and he's still, as of right now, it's just John Mechie and Garrett Wilson, for pass catches there. So he realistically has a chance to earn a top 2 target share on his team. So those are tight ends we want to target. Dalton Schultz, He's been a nice little plug-in play for the last couple of years. That's a good round 16 pick. Terrence Ferguson, another good tight end. We know that Sean McVay thinks the world of him. So, we know that Higbee is a pending free agent, and so is who's the other tight end they have? Kobe Parkinson. Yeah. So we don't know if they're gonna re-sign or be franchised or whatnot. But one thing's for sure is we know that Terrence Ferguson flashed. He was their red zone target. He scored the touchdowns down the stretch for the tight ends. So I love Terrence Ferguson going into 2026, and you're looking at round 16. That's pretty good value. Tight ends run deep this year, Pete.
Yes, they do. I think a lot of people don't value the tight ends in the mid rounds and the back rounds like they should.
And Keon Coleman, there you go. There's a round 17 pick I like. I like his draft cost this year. That's basically risk-free. We talked about it before, Pete, in a text message. Keon's entering year 3, and he does have high draft capital. And if you compare his stats to Devontae Adams' first 2 years, they're pretty similar. Keon actually had more touchdowns, less yards and catches, but more touchdowns. But I do think that with a new offense, a new head coach, and new offensive coordinator, I think we could see him get more involved, more usage, and we know he's a pretty decent red zone target. So, and you can't have Dalton can't be the only red zone target they have once they get inside the 10, other than Josh Allen running the ball in himself. So, Flournoy, that's a great pick right there. All right, I'll take Aaron Rodgers, just because I think that Mike McCarthy may do just enough to convince him to play one more year at least.
I think that's funny. Like, if you're a Steelers fan, you gotta sit there and be like, are we really putting McCarthy and Rodgers back together again? This was like 20 years ago. What are we doing?
Well, he already said it. Of course, I want Aaron Rodgers to be my quarterback. So
yeah, I can't blame him. I mean, it worked, but I mean, I don't see this. The Steelers aren't one of those teams that fire head coaches, and I don't think they'll start immediately. They'll let this guy coach for the next 10, 15 years before they move on.
Take Marvin Mims, but I hate it. I was running out of time.
Mimsy.
It's getting slim pickings now.
Yeah, it is. I think what do I got? One, two. Oof. Big mistake there.
Some guys, one of the guy who took George Kittle's victory lap in the league chat. Kittle at 161, and then somebody, as Cutie Patootie, commented, "Dude is 33, coming off an Achilles tear." Nice.
I always forget that there's a chat for that while we're drafting. Down to the last 2 rounds here.
Yeah, we'll go over our team at the end, and then and if you want to take a look and point out any teams you like, we can do that too, and then we'll chat for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Is that Rich is in the chat. JC stopped in to say what's up. What's up, JC?
What's up, JC?
Appreciate
What's
you guys.
What's up, Frito?
Yeah, Frito Bandito. Thank God he's not in this draft with us, because he's good.
Yeah, he is.
He's sniping us left and right. Are we on the Raiders players again, Rich? We stacking Genty Bowers.
Oh yeah, you know he's doing that, and he's taking Mendoza.
I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on him. I've been getting mixed reviews. I've been listening to some of the guys that I trust that cover rookies and study the rookies pretty good, and getting mixed reviews. So I do know that a couple of Raider fans that I know are pretty excited about him. So he says, "Hell yeah." Keaton Mitchell, Jaden Blue, Devin Neal. Yeah, we're really getting down to the bottom of the barrel.
Oh,
how many wide receivers do I have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Damn.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Shit! 8. I only got one tight end. I was not paying attention to that. Damn, and I was talking about all those tight ends going too. That's who I should have taken instead of Aaron Rodgers, a tight end.
Ooh, let's see. Oh, somebody took. Damn it! I was gonna take Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he gets any run too.
Yeah.
Kenneth Gainwell, Jalen Warren. There goes Chiggy.
Keenan Allen at 223. That's great value right there.
And where do you see him ending up? Right? Okay. You think he's a free agent?
Is he?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they could bring him back, but
all right, I'm gonna take a rookie here, DJ Giddens.
He's a second-year guy, Pete. The rookies are labeled free agent because they don't have a landing spot yet. Yeah, Giddens was rookie last year, back up to JT, but he is, as of right now,
take him anyway.
As of right now, he is the direct backup. So
I'm trying to click on what won't open up.
I'm gonna grab Gunnar Helm. He showed signs.
There it goes.
He flashed a little bit in year one. I mean, Chig, neither one of them, they split the tight end volume there. So he is limited, but we'll see if he can take a step forward in year two. Plus, I have Cam Ward and DK, so I got myself a little tight in the stack. Their passing attempts should be up. I could see them.
Oh yeah,
could see them playing from behind. And then I'm gonna take Ben Sinnott with my last pick. I think if Zach Ertz doesn't come back, then Sinnott is next in line there. It's a pretty good offense. So my team is done. It's flashed up on the board. I'll go through it real quick once you make your last pick.
All right, we'll go Darnell Mooney. All right.
Who'd you take?
Darnell Mooney.
Mooney?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So I'm going to go over my team real quick, Pete. I did the traditional 3-6-8-3 build. 3 quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, Cam Ward, Aaron Rodgers. Nothing great there, but this is best ball. So, and we waited on quarterback, so that's what we live with. That's my general strategy. Looking at running backs, we have James Cook, Omarion Hampton. 2 started the draft with 2. Then I waited till the mid rounds, and I took Blake Corum at 86, Rico Dowdle, Zach Charbonnet, Kamani Vidal, to handcuff with Hampton. Wide receivers: Tet McMillan, Lad McConkey, Parker Washington, Brian Thomas, Romeo Dobbs, Shamir DK, Trey Harris, Marvin Mims. So notable stacks. I have Justin Herbert, basically all the Chargers offense. I got Herbert, Hampton, Vidal, McConkey, tight end, Rondé Gadsden. I got a Tennessee stack with Cam Ward, DK, and kind of Helm. And what else we got? For handcuffs, we got Blake Corum, and Zach Charbonnet. We got Rico Dowdle for a landing spot. Hopefully it's a friendly landing spot. And then we got we paired the Jacksonville wide receivers together, Thomas and Parker Washington. I think that could that's a pretty good pairing to target. It would have been nice if I could have landed Trevor Lawrence, but we got sniped one pick from there. So overall, I like this build. This is my fourth team. Got a bunch of players that I didn't have any ownership of. So I'm overall happy. What about you, Pete? How's your team looking?
All right. So quarterback, I went 4-4-9-3. Yeah, nine wide receivers.
Hey, sometimes you do it. Sometimes it pays off.
Yeah. So quarterback, we got Jalen Hurts, C.J. Stroud, Penix, and Shadur Sanders. But I got Shadur at the 201, so that's not bad value. He's gonna start. Running backs: Barkley, ETN, Tajay Spears, and my brain thinks DJ Giddens is a rookie.
Nice. A little thin at running back, but I mean, if they stay healthy, you can survive that.
Yeah.
ETN and Barkley.
So then we got Amon-Ra St. Brown, AJ Brown, Rome Odunze, Alec Pierce, Khalil Shakir, Rashid Shaheed, Jerry Judy, Tesla, and Darnell Mooney. I like those wide receivers. It's pretty good. Pretty good wide receiver.
You got a lot of best ball guys there. Spike week guys. Shaheed, Alec Pierce, Rome Odunze, AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, I think AJ Brown was one of the few wide receivers that had 3 or more 100-yard receiving games last year, and that was despite the offense being a little bit out of sync.
Yeah.
Throughout the season. So yeah, I love AJ Brown. Great value in the 3rd round.
And then the tight end, I got Sam Laporta, Goddard, and Freiermuth. And my stack was all Eagles, Hurts, Barkley, Brown, and Goddard.
Yep. And then you went with the full quarterback build.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's my first one this season, so I'm happy with it.
Nice, good. I'm glad I got you on here. We got to get to see you, get to chat with you, get your mind off things, talk some football, getting your podcast legs back.
Yeah.
We definitely got to be doing more of these. We'll have JC join us on the next one. We'll do a little trio of the 3 of us. We'll jump in the draft. We'll get our audience. We'll let the audience know ahead of time. This one was more of a spur of the moment type of deal. I was just checking in on you. And I had the time tonight. I was in the mood to do a draft, so I'm glad you're here with me, man.
No, I'm glad you reached out to me. I mean, definitely got my mind off a lot of things. And it wasn't something that I was planning to do, but it's something that needed to be done. So it really helped me.
Good. I'm glad, man. I'm glad.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much.
Nice, awesome. So we're right up at the hour mark. This was a good draft. We appreciate all the audience tuning in. If you like the video, if you liked our show, hit the like button for us. If you're not subscribed to the Sports Affiliation, you can subscribe. Anything else you want to add, Pete?
Check us out on the Discord, and we are also now on Spotify. So check it
Nice.
out.
Love that. Sports affiliation, doing big things, 2026. Think we're going to get out of here. Pete, I don't know if you want to stick around for a few minutes, chat after the show. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
All right. Once again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to get out of here. Everybody have a good night, and peace.